21 News is your place for politics, and we're helping voters get ready for Decision 2025. We're spending 5 minutes at 5 with the candidates ahead of November 4th. In Trumbull County, independent candidate Joseph Valimont is running against incumbent Todd Johnson for Warren's Council's 1st Ward. And Mr. Valimont joins me here now. Thank you so much for taking the time. You are new to this race, so tell me about your background, your experience, and what you would bring to this role.
Okay, so I grew up in Champion, Ohio. And then I went to University of Akron and graduated with degrees in psychology, philosophy, and French. And afterwards, I worked over here in Youngstown, over at Lincoln Place for like 1 year. Decided working with kids with mental issues is not for me, so I went over to join the Army, where I could work with much bigger kids. And so I did 20 years in the Army, and that was from '03 to '23. Retired. Spent almost my entire time abroad. I was in Germany for 7 years, I was in Korea for 5 years, spent 3 years in Afghanistan and a year in Iraq. So it was a heck of an experience. I would highly recommend that to anyone. But in the meantime, I moved over to Warren in 2011 or 2010, bought a place over there in 1st Ward, and so I would be home 2 weeks out of the year. My mom and dad moved over there, and they've been taking care of the place for me. So,
and
yeah.
You know, what would be your top goals if you are elected?
Oh, so number one is public safety, and you know, we've had a lot of fires here in Warren in the last 3 years, and a lot of that I believe was due to not enough health inspections for the you know, from the health department for the renters and such living over in Warren, especially 1st Ward. We had the Stonegate fires was a big issue. So right now, a lot of cash gets moved out of the health department, and it goes to other departments. They never had enough money really to hire the number of people that they needed to do all the inspections. They're supposed to do inspections every 3 years, what they say, but a lot of times it's almost every 5 years. So what I'd like to do is ensure that money in the health department stays in the health department, so that they can hire more people. And they just hired 2, so now they're up to 4 full-time workers. They should have about 6, I think, to get the full job done. And additionally, they really ought to be trying to get, they think that maybe about 1/3 of the contracts or rental contracts in Warren's 1st Ward, or in Warren, are registered, are unregistered. So those contracts need to be inspected and validated.
Let's move on to the topic of housing.
Sorry.
Are you expecting any new proposals for housing options developments, any new choices for people, or are you hearing about, you know, concerns with, you know, Kimberly-Clark moving in, other companies and needing housing? Obviously, Warren would want to take advantage of some of that. Do you think that the council needs to get involved?
Well, I think I think a Great House was, there was the programs for grants and loans for people to improve their houses and do work on existing homes. I think a lot of those homes could be put in better repair if they had the cash to fund that. And so these are like low interest loans and grants to do those repairs. I know that they're also trying to put in additional housing in Warren. I think some of that will of course come to 1st Ward, but I think primarily we should be working with the homes that we have currently and trying to improve those with grants and loans if we can get those low interest.
And when it comes to the neighborhoods and the community in Youngstown, when it comes to residents, are there any other changes or projects that you'd like to take on in the residential communities? Absolutely.
So it was in '24 where they had a lot, $28 million came for ARP funds came into the community. A lot of those funds, I think, you know, I really applaud the work that they did with the roads, but right now I think we need a lot of work done with the water lines. The water mains, a lot of them are 100 years old. Every time we get a hard cold snap, a lot of those break, especially on Todd and Parkman. So that's the issue with some of the intermittent service. We really need to focus on improving those water mains, replacing and not just repairing.
Okay, thank you so much for joining us for 5 minutes at 5. Appreciate your time.
Okay.
And you can watch more of our 5 minutes at 5 segments with the candidates. Just head over to the 5 p.m. video tab on the 21 News app.